welcome back to Go Fuck Yourself.
My vibration is just fine. It's pretty high right now. We got some laughs in.
Your vibration is high?
Yeah. We was laughing pretty fucking hard.
We're still laughing.
Yes.
I can't wait to like make that part of a reel.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, that kind of sounded like some sort of weird Sasquatch moaning. Anyway, hi, this is Debbie.
That's Ken.
Yep. And last time we talked about what 3 things we were going to be letting go of for the coming year. And so in some theory about cleansing space, we'll go here. When you cleanse out bad things, you got to put new things in, which is where sometimes we interpret the use of sweetgrass and sage. But they're also, if I get rid of cheeseburgers and French fries, what am I going to put in its place?
Alcohol. Just kidding.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
I mean, cocaine.
Yes. God, yes.
I only have 20 years before I can do cocaine. I'm really looking forward to 70. oh my God, it's only 20 years away. Whew. Okay. So the idea, right, is that we've now looked at these 3 things we're going to get rid of, but now what are you going to replace them with? What do you want to bring in to the new year, and does it relate to those things, and does it create a bridge? Can you create a bridge between this and that? Because sometimes if we're trying to do new things without the bridge, it doesn't really work, I think. So
the things I talked about last time weren't necessarily, they weren't necessarily things I was going to get rid of. It was more complaints and stuff I did not want to see or have happen in the new year. But I do have stuff. So in readings, especially like a couple that you've done over the span of however long, what is the rune that is you're too domesticated?
Uruz.
Yes, that one comes up all the time.
Yep.
So I'm too domesticated. So how?
Like a milk cow. We're all like milk cows.
Yes.
Sorry, keep going.
Yes. How do I fix that? Like, so here's the thing. I was wild and crazy and out of my mind and didn't give a shit. And, I partied and played hard and shirked responsibilities. And so I went from that to being too domesticated. So how do you bring back the wild side? They call it rewilding. We decided we don't know if we like that term or not. And here's the thing. When you try to look into ways on how to do this, it seems that every story that it's based upon is some grand gesture. Like, oh, I got divorced and I left my kids behind and I quit my job. I'm not saying that those things aren't needed in some people's lives, but they're not needed in mine. I don't have a job to quit. I don't want to shirk my responsibilities. I don't want to write off my husband and my kids just because I'm having a midlife crisis. So how do I bring that back into my life without the big dramatic theatric stuff? Like, my husband didn't die. We're not getting a divorce. I'm not leaving everybody behind. I'm not going to go to a different country and live by myself for 6 months and, be in isolation. So how do I bring that wildness back, but in a balanced, responsible way? Like, obviously, I'm not going to go snort a line and drink myself stupid every day.
I've never done that, but maybe. So, okay. So, well, you might have done that, right? and people will judge you for that. But
they do.
what they did in their life to fill the need that you were filling is just more socially acceptable.
Yes.
So fuck them.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a couple of things to look at in this. How do
where would one start?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. So I think one of the things that, as you were talking, that I kept thinking about was going back to last episode, the idea of broken.
Mm-hmm.
So the phrase that you used, and I think that a lot of us use, is how do I bring back the wild? I think that phrasing and that idea is that we're returning to a time when we could be.
Mm.
Your wild now is very different from that wild.
Right.
Right? Like your undomesticated self is very different now. Mine too, like all of ours, is very different now. So I think part of one of the first things for me that will look at in this is if I talk about going back and bringing back the wild, what am I grieving that I didn't do? And because that wild will be different, that point of wild will be different for each of us. Mm. My last time when I feel like I was most wild, and by wild I mean, unencumbered, I felt more free. Yeah. Was I had just left, so it was 2005. The only time I've ever been fired. I got fired. Which clearly, because I have to say that, still means I have some sort of like, I want to hurt people. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Yeah, hang up. I have a hang up. Okay. So, I then went to work for a friend of mine, doing television production. I got to travel. After that, like, I moved to Denver, and I didn't have a problem. Like, I didn't have a problem going, oh, well, I'm just going to move to Denver and I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like, I trusted myself that I could figure it out more then, right?
But also with that, so you again used like, I moved. Yeah. I packed up and I moved and I didn't know nobody.
Yep.
I've done that before. Yep. Even with my whole family, we picked up and moved and didn't know. But that's not an option. So in the moving, you felt more carefree and excitement because of the unknown and all that. So how do you create that for yourself without that?
So I think for me, what it wasn't, I moved there so I could be there to work with more closely. What I think I'm feeling and what I felt then was I didn't feel the constraint to have to. Right? Like I saw that there were way more possibilities. And it wasn't about moving. It was about, I trusted myself more that I could just make it work. Like, I'd make it work. Which can be a little careless. Carefree can be careless, right? Mm-hmm. When you don't take into consideration, when you just drop everything and say, fuck it. I think we lose some traction in not retaining the responsibility and just dropping everything. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't help. It's like doing that thing where we're not saving seeds from this fall's harvest to plant next year so that next year we have food. Right. We don't give a shit. Oh, I'll find some new seeds next year.
Yeah. Or I'll eat somebody else's shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So for me in that instance, going back, thinking of using that the way I felt then, because I felt like more things were possible. I could see possibility. I could see, I wasn't so worried about doing the right or wrong thing, you know, and I was 30 at that point. So it wasn't like it was a long time ago. It was in the 2000s, folks. It wasn't in the 1900s, which is when I was born. In the late 1900s. So I think for me, it's using that feeling as a guide or as an inspiration to, I want to find that place again. No, I want to find that place in me now, because it will be a different alignment that allows me to feel that way. One of the things I'm more aware of now than I used to be is healthcare. I'm not going to go doing shit that I don't think 50's old, but I do think that our bodies start to come apart and they do need a little bit more care. So instead of finding a way to make that work for me here in this moment, I let it, fuck. Okay, here you go. You ready for this? Here you go. Jesus Christ. Consider where establishing structure could protect your creative and emotional energy rather than restrict it. And I think that's what I've been doing. Is I just think it has to be restricted. I can't do those things, so I'm restricting myself. Rather than creating a structure, which is what we're talking about doing moving forward into the year, creating a structure that protects my creative and emotional energy, I'm restricting it. So even that change, which I wrote down from the 15th of December, what is helpful to doing that, like, and again, urus, becoming the unencumbered self, which means taking the saddle off, the blanket, the reins, the bit, all of those things, taking them off of our wild self so that our unencumbered self. Also, algaes, where has my protection become my prison? So if I'm doing these things to protect myself, I think that's where we start to begin to see a transition between maybe us and baby boomers. Is their protection is their wealth and their assets, and they hoard them.
Yeah.
They don't use them as a way to feel free and go do. They do, but at a certain age, it starts to hoard, right? And I feel that way. I feel that way with my things, my books, and stuff, which I don't read them cover to cover. I read them when I feel inspired to go to that book and pick up a page. Right. So, I think, so let's go here. Ready? Okay. I love Bear Grylls, right? Like when he would go and Survivor Man, or not that's the other guy. Right. But you know what I mean?
Wild something.
Yeah. I especially love when he has to take his clothes off to dry himself. Yeah. I mean, no one's going to kick that out of bed. So, someone, well, it's probably his current wife is like, get out of the bed, take your CPAP and go home. So, we kind of talked about this earlier, with herbs, you and I think off camera, but, it was it? Okay. So you all heard this too. The idea that, I can be as well versed in plants from the Northeast, which is a different climate. It was off, right? Yeah. Okay. So I can be well versed in those because that's where my training and that's where my my mentor lives. But coming here to the desert, we still have plants that will do those things, but they're not the same plants, right? So here's my thing. We only have reference. Maybe this is a good place to start. You can tell me to go fuck myself if you have a different view, or if you want. We're just going to expand. We're going to keep expanding. Okay. Like my belt, with those burgers and fries. So the thing is this: we are thinking about, even I was earlier, a time that was different economically, that was different because of my age, that was different because of society. And I'm trying to I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to take the skills I used there and how I felt there and apply them here. But that would be like saying I'm going to bring my parka and my survival gear from northern Alaska to here in the summer, and I'm going to use it, and it's going to make me free, right? Like we're not. I don't think necessarily. I don't think we. I think we want to escape so badly that we don't take into consideration when you're rewilding. What is the wild that you have to acclimate to, right? And I brought this up when we were talking. When you have an animal that was injured and it's been rehabilitated, they have to make sure it can survive, or they won't put it back out into the wild. They'll put it into a sanctuary,
right?
Because it can't survive. It doesn't know how to, or cubs or something. They don't know how to. So when we're figuring out what the wild part of us looks like, what the unencumbered, I like that term, what the unencumbered self looks like and what we want it to be and how we want to be that, I don't think we take into consideration the ecosystem, and I don't mean just desert, mountains, whatever, that we're trying to do it into, because that still isn't going to fit into our current culture. So I think we have to start navigating analyzing what that looks like first, and then begin to make choices or brainstorm ideas about what we can do to be more our unencumbered true self in the climate that we live in. And I think that's why people up and fucking leave, because they're skipping that thing. And I think personally, as a culture, until we can bridge that for ourselves, all we're doing is forgetting and negating the fact that we've created such a fucking mess. And I just want to leave it. We're just going to change it. We're going to get rid of it. But it's not by forgetting about it, because if we forget about it and go back to living in the forest, those nuclear power plants, unless they're cared for, they have a shelf life.
Right.
So how do you, like, creating a bridge, so to speak, or learning how to be ourselves in this culture, and even creating a culture that allows for that, I think are the steps that we skip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is because, like, I know I said I used to be super crazy and wild.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't want to go back to that, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've went too far this way on the other end of the scale.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So how do you find the happy medium in your current climate without just writing off everything, saying, fuck it, I'm out. And and today in this economy and whatever, it's not like you can just go out and do whatever you feel called upon to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything costs a fortune.
Yep.
Leaving your house costs money.
So in your list from last episode, like mine, the manas, the contracts, that's where I think for me, looking at my resources as far as energy goes, time, energy, capability, looking at those and going, you can't do it. Okay, so now don't put something in its place that is going to require the same thing. So part of the reason part of the reason I do readings for people, and I have done all over the world. So Zoom is not long distance is not a problem for me. Not gonna lie, it hasn't been. And I'm used to Zoom I'm very used to Zoom, and I think most of us are by now.
Mm.
So I kind of figured, and this was my plan, I can still do readings via Zoom and not have to drive to Salt Lake, not spend the money to drive to Salt Lake, not spend the money to eat there, not spend the money that I would spend because I'm there. And I can transition my clients into doing that. That has not worked.
So I'll tell you, I don't like that. So one of our psychic friends that we both know, she does a lot of hers that way.
Yep.
And when I am in a reading in person and I am on a reading via Zoom, it is I don't feel as connected. I don't get the energy.
Yeah.
I'm not in the flow or feeling like
yeah.
They can be telling me something and I'm not feeling directly what they're putting off energetically or whatever.
Oh,
and
okay.
and so I don't, just like us doing this podcast, we always do it together. I know you've done podcasting before and you guys weren't in the same room, that it was over the internet.
Yep.
I hope we never do it that way, because I think our energy plays off of each other.
Yep.
And when we're both in the state of flow, like magic happens. And I think if we, and it's our situation, if we were to do that and you were at your house and I'm here and we're both like on different, I don't think it would be the same. It would not produce the same results. Does that make sense? So for me, I would rather not. I would rather not do via Zoom anything. I want to be, but that's just me, because I feel more connected to it. I feel more understanding of what they're saying. It's not them talking at me. They're talking like into, I don't know. That sounds weird, into me, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's a totally different, it's totally different for me to get a reading over this than in person.
So, thank you for bringing that up, because I think me saying, oh, I'm just going to keep labeling it rewilding for a minute. I'm going to rewild myself, and that means I'm going to stay home, but it means I can do readings via Zoom. And not really taking the temperature of the climate of, I think I fucking did this to myself too, by the way. Hold on. Okay. Of doing them, I didn't connect with my clients and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, to warm them up to the idea. I just did it because it was best for me. And then I kind of expected to be able to make that, that they would make that jump, but they didn't. Right. And so I didn't properly look at the environment and ecosystem and do some research into how is my rewilding, like how is this adjustment, how can I make this adjustment? Because it was a chunk of change that I started losing. So but now also my epiphany a couple of seconds ago was I prefer to do things in person. I can do long distance, but I prefer to do things in person. And so me saying that is me automatically putting importance on doing it in person. And so if my clients like me, because that's a priority of mine, I can't switch. I'm not going to switch those clients. I'm going to have to find a new client base who is okay with the Zoom, right? And so, so that whole, that's we could take that situation and pick it apart for hours to figure out how in me I can begin to change those things, or make adjustments to it to be able to exist in that ecosystem and still eat, right? If I'm an animal, right? So I think it's really interesting because even just talking it out is when I realized, oh, I did that because I prefer to do in person. So what is the cost of me doing in person? Well, that means, really honestly, I would have to go to Salt Lake and do what I do, and to take the time it takes. I would have to charge a lot more to make it
Worthwhile.
balance out. Yeah. And I'm not sure I could do that. So, I'll have to look into that. I don't know. We'll see. But shortcuts was one of my things, right? Doing Zoom potentially was shortcutting me getting from my house to grandma's house with the little basket with food in it, because with the big bad wolf there, whatever. The shortcut is I can spend more time at home, which I need to because of my dad and my, dog. They're both, need extra care. And being able to do that, the shortcut kind of thing was being able to use Zoom. And it is a technology and it is helpful. But I think a lot of those people are like you, who are like, I prefer to do it in person. Also, just for shits and giggles, because I really need to say this, I realized that the people I was working with, who were friends, who are friends, I consider them friends. I realized that when it came to business stuff, because he actually said this to me, he goes, "Yeah, if you ever want to come and do, a day of readings, we'll do this." And we'll promote. He goes, "You'll be busy. You'll be packed all day. Don't do readings less than an hour," which I hate doing hours. It's too much information. But this will be the charge, whatever. He goes, "Yeah, because we pretty much just tell people that you're just taking a break." And I'm all, but I'm not. Like, that's why I did Zoom. So now I'm thinking people didn't do it because of your reason, but some of them may jump on Zoom, but I'm not being supported in that. And maybe I didn't. Well, actually, I have put out posts because I found out that somebody else was just confused. But now I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I thought I could rely on certain connections for support. And in my new version of Wild, me trying to pare this stuff down, this doesn't exist. And that support isn't support. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So that's why I think people can do this. Like, well, this isn't going to work. And it's too much work to figure it all out and then begin to make the changes. So I think one of the first steps we have to do is go, which is why I tell people, if you're going to create a goal, it needs to be a feeling, not a thing.
Right.
Because that feeling can be accomplished 100 ways, but this one thing may only be accomplished by 3 ways.
Right.
So, what is it that you want? Like, in this concept of rewilding, because it becomes a cult, right? It does. We look at somebody who's rewild and we're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I want to do that. And then we try and do it. We've talked about this every episode. We try and do what they've done. It doesn't work.
Right.
And then we're like, fuck. Right. So what is it? Let me ask you this. The 3 things that you were getting rid of, getting rid of those things, what is the main goal for you that getting rid of those 3 things and bringing in 3 new things accomplishes? What does that get you closer to? I think we have to answer that for ourselves. I'm not being a therapist. I'm just saying that's what I would ask myself.
Right. I don't know what those 3 things were. Those were just live indoors all the time and not go out in public, because it was just bitching about everybody.
So like you said, technology and everything.
And I was going to when you were talking about the Zoom and stuff, and I'm like, I think people also prefer that connection. And, because technology's taken over everything. We don't go out to lunch with our friends anymore. We don't. I mean, everything. Like, therapists are over Zoom now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything is over Zoom because God forbid people leave their houses. I would want to leave my house
Well,
more.
we had a little group chat going, um, doing public service announcements on our individual intuitive pages,
Mm-hmm.
saying, I would just like you to know, I do not use Chat GPT or
Mm-hmm.
AI to create your reading, because that's happening.
Yeah, that's going to be
That's
a
happening.
huge thing, right?
Yeah, it's happening right now. Yeah. So now,
And do you think people are aware of? So you hear about these people, right? And they're using all, like, they have full on relationships and hour-long conversations with ChatGPT, right? And do you think they are aware of the damage it causes to the environment? Like, and I'm not being one woo-woo, whatever. It's been proven. These data centers that hold all this AI ChatGPT stuff
Yep.
are wrecking cities,
Yep.
environments,
Yep.
towns.
Yep.
Like, just so you can have a fake conversation with something that doesn't exist.
Something that wants you to like it and that wants to serve
And
your every
they
need.
even say, you, like, when you're talking and you ask for facts on something,
Yep.
you're like, oh, so let's just say we ask it, well, how do I rewild? And it will give me a list of things based on what I've already talked to it about. And okay, and then you have to say to it, okay, what studies show that this is true?
Yep.
And there was a person that did this and asked it, and they're like, well,
wow.
Technically there are no studies that prove this point, but I am built to, how did they word it? Like, to agree and go along with what you already believe.
Yep.
So when you're going through and you're asking, you have to say fact check, or what study was this based off of, vice or whatever.
Yep.
Because it just makes it up off of what you want to hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
No. And that's that I didn't even think about, because I knew it was a problem. Obviously, I told you, like, I found a song.
Yep.
Ken's like, oh my gosh, is this guy this hot? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. Let me look that up. The whole thing's fake.
Yep. It's all
Son
AI.
of a bitch.
And it was good. The music was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And the picture was.
He is not ugly. And so what tripped me up is I was like, that voice is making me melt. Like, okay. Then you found the picture and I was like, how do I not know who this is already? And I was like, that voice is not coming out of that person. Like, I know that voice is not coming out of that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you were like, oh, it's AI, I'm like, that, okay.
Mother trucker.
Yeah, great. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so
Technology.
let's technology.
So I guess I would have to bring more in person and whatever, and not.
Yeah.
But I don't really rely on technology unless I'm doom scrolling, and then I'm like, you know what I mean?
I think technology is it's a tool, but
it's a grossly over misused tool.
Yeah, I think it's one of my shortcuts.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
like it's 100%. Okay to use. Like, I need my dad's phone to set reminders for him to do things, because he'll just kind of forget. So that's helpful. So maybe one of the things that I'm bringing in this year, and that maybe you too with the technology thing, is we're being more analytical with choosing when, and consciously choosing when and how we're going to use technology. Mm-hmm. That it's not a shortcut. That it's not, that
cheap dopamine.
Yes, and I fucking hate those ads on YouTube that are, if you're over 40 and you're still asking ChatGPT to write your resume, you're so behind. Join our class, right? Like that whole thing. Mm. And telling me that the 12-year-olds are building multi-billion-dollar companies using AI, right? Like, if they are, that's great. Again, what is the wild that you're looking for? Is it just an escape of the responsibilities that you have? Because I think most of us run from instead of run to.
Yeah, I think mine is my kids are older, so I don't have as much responsibilities.
Yeah.
My day-to-day stuff doesn't take up my day.
Yep.
And I don't know how to fill my day.
Yeah.
To where at the end of the day, like I know how to fill my day. I can sit and do whatever for however long, right?
Yep.
But I don't know how to fill my day. So at the end of the day, I feel fulfilled. How
Yep.
many fills was that?
I've had to start asking myself, no, not asking, reminding myself that not every day needs to be 100 things accomplished.
No, and I get that. And I get that's a problem for a lot of people, right?
Yep.
But I don't do that. Like I don't.
That's
People
not
think
your
I'm busy.
challenge.
They're like, "Oh, you're so," and you have such because your son's special needs, and that is not the case. My
No.
son is so easy to take care of.
Yep.
It's not even. I have to be here is
Yep.
all, and feed him 3 times a day, and that's about it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not busy. I don't have a million tasks. I create stuff to keep myself busy sometimes out of boredom.
Yep.
Like, every time you come over, my front room's moved around. And
Which I love.
rearranged.
Tate did that for us all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly.
But it gets old after a while. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
And I realized that is also a coping mechanism because when I feel like life's out of control, I move my front because I can control that.
Yep.
And so I put a lot of work and effort into something I can control.
Yep.
So I don't like doing that stuff anymore. I'd like it if I could just be like, oh, my front room's the same way for 500 years. It's fine.
Yep.
But I invent stuff like that to do so that it feels like I'm doing something.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. I think.
Because I know in this day and age, everybody's like, oh, I'm busy. And they thrive and get a high off of being busy. And it's competition on who stays busiest.
Yep.
It's not me. Like, you would be disgusted if you saw what I do 90% of the time. Well, you can.
No, you are not.
Because I don't move.
We used to have it was kind of an unwritten competition in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So in the back of the yearbook, it would have your name and then all the pages that you were on. Mm-hmm. It was kind of an unwritten competition with some of my friends and I to see who could have the most lines with all the page numbers that we were on. Mm-hmm. And that was the busy. Mm-hmm. That was the busy.
Yeah.
But I'm accomplishing so much. No, we're not.
You're not.
In fact, a lot of those times, I remember once specifically the recycling club, which was new. I was the secretary, but I couldn't make it to all the meetings because I had other things scheduled at that time, and they got pissed with me. Yeah, and they're like, you're never making it to the meetings. You're not doing anything, and I'm like, well, because I'm very busy. Yeah, I've got all these things that I have to do. Right, I'm so important. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So it is tough. So like that's the thing, I think, about setting the goal of the feeling. Mm-hmm. But also and I think most of us do, we approach it from I want to feel fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Let's change that word. Yep. Maybe not fulfilled, accomplished. Okay. Like I want to feel like at the end of the day, I accomplished something. Yep. Which that's not right either, because I could be like, oh, I accomplished doing the dishes. Yep. I accomplished doing laundry. My son's still alive, so I accomplished that today. Yep. I accomplished that the dogs are still alive and fit. You know what I mean? That's not it though. So that's why I think I use the word fulfilled. But well, what makes you feel fulfilled? I don't fucking know. If I knew that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, here's my question. You ready? Mm-hmm. Deep breath. You held your breath. I did. You were waiting. You're like, fuck her. Fuck him. Here's my question. what need is being fulfilled by you feeling accomplished or that you've done something? What is the need inside of you that needs to have that?
Say it again.
I want to be accomplished. I want to feel accomplished at the end of the day, like I've accomplished something, right? What is the part of you that longs to have that feeling of accomplishment? Because for you too, and I think for me, as well, for a lot of people, we do these things, especially spiritual things, right? We do these spiritual things that don't actually last. They don't provide an extended release of dopamine. The one that we think we should get, because we've seen, a little Candy yoga teacher online who seems to be constantly on dopamine and constantly orgasming and all that.
She's fake.
She's fake.
She's faking it.
So we think that we're supposed to do that. So what is the need that you have inside of you that needs that will feel satiated by checking things off and saying, I accomplished something today?
So when you first said that, to not be, or not to feel insignificant, to not, okay. So I just got it. This is what it is.
Okay.
I watched adults in my life at 40 and 50 and 60 years old. Yep. They die. Yep. They sit on their couch and they die. They do the routine stuff every fucking day and they just keep doing it. And as long as the roof's over the head, the food is in the bellies and people are alive, that's all they want out of life.
Yep. And
I just remember, and the busyness. Okay. So always busy.
Yep.
Clean, whatever. I don't want to be that. To me, that's death. There's no, why breathe? Why take up oxygen if you're just going to be that way? Yeah. Which sounds harsh. That's how I looked at it. So I don't like the being busy. In fact, here we go again with the wild and too domesticated. I went from working and whatever to now I don't do anything because to me, so my stepmom was bipolar and it was always, there was never 5 minutes of rest.
Yep.
So I took my 5 minutes and more now, right? But now it's no longer working for me.
Yep.
And I don't want to just live a routine, mundane, day after day after day on repeat. But also because of that fear, I'm doing it just in a different way. Like my life is on repeat and it's just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What do you want? Oh, I want to be, 70 and be able to do the splits like that lady I seen. Or I want to be like, have you seen these older ladies? Oh, or like I told you last year I went and seen Joan Jett and I'm like,
oh God,
I should be fucking doing drugs still because she's fucking 80. You could see from the grass, her arms are all toned and defined and she's up there singing and she was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Like I am in awe, yeah. Right? And here I am half her age and I just sit in my house. You know what I mean? Like, I live vicariously through other people. Yeah. I don't live my own life. I live vicariously through my husband and his work and my son and his work and books. But I'm not living life. Like I'm not living. But here's the thing. I can't just go out and do what I want, when I want, how I want. I do have responsibilities. Yep. Like my son. I'm his caregiver.
Yep.
So 24/7. Unless sometimes my husband's home early enough to take care of him, or it's a weekend, or my son will walk. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I can't go get a job. I'm just like, I'm going to go get a graveyard shift, because my husband will be home. It'll get me out of the house, whatever. I know that's not going to work. I've tried it a million times, but I just don't know. I can't come up with anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're, go volunteer. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, but people don't want my son there making a bunch of noise. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you know how loud Luca is, and he tries to moan over the conversation.
Yep.
So your vibrational healing, like how much does he do in an hour hair session? Like
Yeah. Oh,
he
yeah.
cleanses the whole shop,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so that's where, so I look at my role models, not really, it's not like, and the people that,
Your examples.
yeah, yeah. And they give up on life. They don't, but, and so I'm being just like them. And it irks me to no fucking end.
So, can I have
Not,
one of those mints?
yeah.
I was gonna put gum in, but then I chew like a cow. And
Don't you like
that
it?
would be like too close to the topic for today. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Debbie's therapy session.
no, because see, we all. This is everybody. Like you're you're not alone in this, even though it feels like it, right? Because I don't want to be busy just to be busy and to
Right.
seem like I'm a productive member of society.
Yeah.
Whatever that means nowadays. This is really fascinating. So, because all I could think about was like the number of people who I know, and I'm not saying this for any other reason, just as a contrast, who would love to have your life.
I know. I am fully aware.
Yeah.
Like people would kill
Yep.
to be able to do what I get to do. I am fully fucking aware of that. And I think at one point I asked for this life, and I get
Yep.
how great it is to have it.
Yep.
But it is no longer work. I needed to live this way because from my past and whatever, I needed the calm. I needed the steady.
Yep.
I needed the no surprise. I needed the stability, right? I
Yep.
needed that.
Yep.
Or else God knows where I'd be right now. Probably
Yep.
in a ditch somewhere or in a trunk or something. But it is no longer working.
Yep.
That's the problem.
So, I think what happens, I think everybody goes through this.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets that, right? Because we all still want a purpose. We all still have this thing in us, I believe, that needs to be needed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just one version of that, right?
But so for me, I thought that's what it was all the time too. Like, I'm like, oh, I just need to be needed because I've never, and no, that's not it though.
It's
no,
not it.
Because then I become very resentful
Yep.
when people rely upon me too heavily.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So the difference between you and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh, fuck that show.
Is that
or no, it was the Mormon Wives. That's what my daughter-in-law was watching. I'm like,
nope.
Shut up. And you can't tell me half those husbands on there are not gay or bi.
I haven't seen it.
Oh
I
my God,
seen it.
Watch it.
But I'm pretty sure that they are.
Sorry,
so
squirrel.
No, God no.
That was a sidetrack.
I'm just gonna find a. Oh my God, the word charity, or I'm gonna start a charity. Like it becomes people do so. You're just dealing with it a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
People will create themselves a job.
Mm-hmm.
They will give themselves a job by saying, "This is my charity. This is the charity work I do." Like, because if it's not a charity, I'm gonna make leaping generalizations here, but if it's not a charity, okay, if you are a stay-at-home wife who doesn't need to work, our society now looks at you differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't need a job, but you need a job, charity is the only thing that allows for us to accept that woman who is entitled, who is privileged, and who it's the woman's job to do that in the community. And so we we compound or like amplify that feeling by what it is that we choose to do. Sorry, those women don't go out and not create charities. They don't go out and not volunteer. Like, who gives a shit? So don't volunteer. Do something for yourself. So they still feel not fulfilled, or it's a false sense of fulfillment, where you have been trying to better yourself and trying to do these things over and over. So we're all searching for that same feeling. But some people are just, had this conversation yesterday. Okay. They're more able to, how do I put that? They're more able to accept and hold for a longer period of time this fake sense of it, of normal.
Yeah.
Than some of us. Like, if you're fucking neurodivergent, good luck. It's not happening. It's not that you cannot hold that for a very long period of time. Or we're very good at it. And that's a ticking time bomb. But sweeping generalizations. If you're a broom company and you want to support and sponsor our podcast, please feel free, because I talk about sweeping generalizations all the time. So back to the why. What is the need in you that puts such a high and hard expectation on yourself for accomplishing? Because one of it is, I don't want to be like my mom and dad. I don't want to be like those people who just, what we would look at as wasted their life in front of the fucking TV, right? We don't want to do that.
Right.
But you haven't been shown how to do anything other than that.
Right.
So that's where this hard part comes in, of figuring it out for ourselves, because all you've ever been shown is, oh my God, you get to retire, you get to sit here and you get to just like eat and shop and
watch your soap operas and eat your bonbons.
Yep.
That's a 90s thing. Sorry.
Yep.
Your age is
Take a Valium.
What was the question?
What is the need? What is the need?
The need is I'm not content. I'm not happy.
Huh?
I'm not wording. I feel yuck. I don't like where I'm at right now. Something needs to change.
Yep.
And it has nothing to do with I think I should or there's no shoulds in it. It's a must at this point. And yeah, because if I'm just going to sit in my house in a book or in front of the TV and my day consists of vacuuming, laundry, dishes, food, to me, that's like death. So why still breathe? Why take up oxygen if you're just, and
you're
if you're
space.
Content with that,
yeah.
But no, and I don't think I'm a waste of space.
No, but
yeah, like people used to say that. So
to you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you're not being productive, you're just a waste of air, waste of space.
They just didn't like me. So they said,
fuck them.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But anyway, so it's not like I'm trying to, or there shoulds, or I watch other people and think it's when you take everything away and you take like, it's just, it's a must. It needs to. It has nothing to do with like society or something, people telling me I'm not good enough, or, you know what I mean? It's just, for me, this lifestyle is no longer working. Something has to change. And it's been like something poking me for a long time now. You should do something. You should do something. Well, what? Well, I don't know. You figure that out for yourself. Well, fuck you. I've tried for 2 years. Just fucking tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um,
And I keep
yeah.
thinking that, and even
Mhm.
in the horoscopes and stuff lately,
Ugh.
because like the 7-year thing is ending,
Yep.
which Aries,
Yep.
you and Mike are Aries. You guys are supposed to be kicking
Having
off
huge
something.
changes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
so Pisces just was released from some, actually one did say from feeling stuck and whatever, it's all about to change or something.
Yep.
But where was I going with this whole thing? Son of a bitch.
Horoscopes lately have been saying.
But what did I say before that?
Oh.
See, you don't know either. Anyway, because of all this, they're saying you're no longer feeling content. You're no longer, like, you need to bring something new in. That's not what I was going to say, but I totally forgot what I was going to say. So anyway, like, I don't want this to be about like, oh, well, society pushed you to believe, or because that's not the case. The case is it's no longer working. Something needs to change. What needs to change? I don't know. But something. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Whew. The horoscopes keep saying something's going to fall in your lap. Oh, yeah. New doors are going to open. Yes. This is going to come in. Yeah. And no, it doesn't work like that. Even though they say that, it doesn't. And maybe it does for some people, but I've waited for years for something to just fall into my lap and a door open. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It hasn't.
I try and take those with like a grain of salt, right? Because I keep being told that I'm going to get a big windfall of money, and I'm like, I don't gamble.
It was that quarter you found in the laundry.
It was a 50-cent piece in the laundry, which I know my dad wanted because he collects it, so I couldn't keep it. Although I did find I think I found a $50 bill in my laundry once. Anyway, and it was mine from years ago. I know it was a pair of pants. Anyway, because I also, there's a balance for me of, I want to be open to things happening.
Yes.
And yet I don't want to shut those things down. I want to be open to the possibility of these things. And yet I think this is where I get a little stuck with those, is that I immediately want to go, yeah, right. Because then I go through my brain, I'm like, well, I don't have a lawsuit anywhere. I'm not going to Wendover or Vegas anytime soon. I don't think my dad's dying. And even if he did, it's not a ton of money.
Right.
Right? So I'm trying to, I used to be so anti all of that stuff. And even when I talk about Candy, the yoga instructor, right? Like, who might be an alter ego of mine. She's wealthy. She's got her shit together. Because she knows how to play that game. I just said no for so long that I realized I was shutting down all opportunity. Like, the reason I watch Ancient Aliens is not because I believe in all that stuff. It's because I need to think outside the box. Mm-hmm. And that forces me out.
Yes.
But then I didn't realize, it took me years to realize that I was reinforcing that steel fucking lined box by saying no all the time. But I'm also, I think this is where it comes into play, where a lot of people are like, oh my God, my horoscope says I was going to meet someone today. So they will meet somebody just to make it happen. Yeah. Right? Because they need so deeply to believe in the horoscope.
Yeah. And so it's not that I'm closed off to it, but no. I think that's what I think. I'm like, well, you have to be going places and doing things for shit to fall into your lap and doors to be open for you to walk through. And you have to leave your house. You know what I mean? But I have no purpose or reason to leave my house.
What if it is to find the thing that falls in your lap?
But what am I supposed to do? Just drive around with Luke all day in the car?
Yeah.
That costs gas money.
I'm not saying you have to do that, no. But
but you know what I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
of course, yeah. I think
I'm not appalled or opposed to it. I just think,
God, no.
oh God, well, how would that happen if you never get dressed or leave the house?
Yeah, I mean, also, we think these things have to, so I was having this conversation the other day. We also think things have to be big. Because, so I should say me. But I also know other people share this experience because I'm not alone. Think things have to be big. So for my initiation, so let's see. HG's initiation was like, all of a sudden they got some, message. It has to happen before the snows fly. Well, excuse me, that was a quicker timeline than anybody had planned. So they pushed it through and did it. Well, that was when 2020. That was in the end of 2019. So them having their initiation at that, yes, that was, to me, big, right? Like, it's this shit you see on TV. Well, Rohan had their initiation the day before mine. Fucking downpour. Downpour the whole day. In fact, I went out to give Rohan one of their medicines, like a literal medicine, not, like humming at them or whatever. So, and they were in their they'd gotten out of the tent, they'd pulled the tent over and was just sitting in the tent in this downpour. Well, part of initiation is starting a fire and keeping it going all day. So Rohan, I go out there and here's your medicine. How you doing? I have a new name. You do? I was given a new name. What is it? I'm called Many Fires because I've started a fire 5 times today and then it starts raining. And then they start, giving me the shit for that. And I was like, fuck you. And I start laughing. It was great, right? Well, then the next day was mine. Dry. I used all the wood because it was windy. I used all the wood that they had and that I had. And I had an experience, but it wasn't big. Mm-hmm. And
life altering.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't
walk out of it never the same.
The skies opened and Odin showed his penis to me. Whatever, right? And so I know though that in my head I've watched too much television. Mm-hmm. And so every time I have a situation that looks like that, my brain, if given too much time to think about it, will formulate what this needs to look like. And it needs to look like Moses parting the goddamn fucking Red Sea.
Right.
And when it doesn't happen, I think there's nothing there. And so I think nuance and subtlety, that's my lesson for this life, right? But I think, so I always think it has to be big. Now, other thing about this. In my one workshop, Limiting Beliefs, with talking about the concept of need, we talk about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the first, the bottom 2 are like shelter, food, well-being, whatever. And the top 3 then tend to turn into more like fulfillment through relationships. The top one is self-actualization, which means you're living your best, highest, whatever that means, self, and you're feeling, I think, this fulfillment, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I'll probably get it wrong, started writing this and coming up with this theory in the 1940s. Well, we watch a video in that workshop where at the very end it talks about in like the 70s and 80s, all of the commercials and all of the marketing and all of our capitalism went to filling those 2 bottom: housing, clothing, food, all of that, and they still sell that to us, right? So that was there. It it poses the question at the end saying, will there come a time when self-actualization is the thing, experiences to have self-actualization are the things that we are selling? And I think that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at this place of the top three are, community, relationships, me being the best I can be, concept, and feeling like that, feeling fulfilled, complete, whatever words we want, right? Happy, joy, aligned, whatever, and being me. I have all the things to be me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that really truly is where we're at, this is uncharted territory. We don't know in our capitalist society, in our Western mentality, what it looks like to be self-actualized other than
Sell it.
I'm a guru from India and I will teach you Kundalini yoga. Like, we see self-actualization happen in other cultures around the world, but those cultures have roots, back to the roots thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those cultures have they have self-actualization within their belief system. We have a brand new, relatively, system of capitalism and religion, capitalism, where self-actualization, what would be on that level is actually having as much money as you can to do whatever it is that you want to do. And the problem is then we just throw that money at things. I shouldn't say it's a problem. What I've noticed is that we just buy things. We buy planes, we buy boats, we buy experiences, we do these things to possibly keep chasing the dopamine, keep chasing fulfillment. Like, we know our fulfillment is movement. And so maybe we shouldn't look at anything other than keeping moving as our fulfillment. Because even the way we talk about this, I watch my dad. I'm like, fuck, stagnation is death to me. So I will do anything to
Tell
keep
me
moving.
it's not.
It is to me.
Like, well, and it's been proven.
Yep.
People retire and they die.
Yep.
You know?
If they don't have a purpose.
Yeah. Because they just sit
Yep.
in front of the TV
Yep.
all the time
Yes.
and they die.
Yep. Oh, thanks. The problem with me is I chew these.
So I.
And so it's rough. So I don't know, maybe that's part of it too. Like, not maybe. I think we get frustrated with the situation of things not working, not feeling, accomplished, complete, fulfilled, whatever word we want to use. And the hardest fucking part is that we live in a culture that shows us how to do everything. Here's the textbook that tells you how to answer these questions. Here's how to get 100% on your test.
Yeah.
It's never, how do you self-actualize? How do you find this fulfillment other than through religion and God, which is also another intermediary, right? So possibly you're an explorer.
I don't want to be.
Yeah. Because the explorers keep moving. They find something and they have to keep moving. To find, like, there's the drive for more, and more not meaning accumulation of wealth, but accumulation of wealth of experiences. And maybe that's what we're looking at. I don't know.
I like that because I was told, and then I thought for the longest time that I'm a seeker. And I'm like, well, I'm tired of being a seeker. Like, I don't want to seek.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of shit at this point.
Yep.
I should be able to do something with all of that.
Yep.
And not just seek out shit from other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the way. But an explorer in uncharted territory, I guess that's a better way to look at it. Because I'm like, I don't want to seek stuff my whole life. Well, all this stuff I've accumulated and put time and effort into should be put to use somehow, in some way.
In my book, one of the which I don't have with me, but when I got done with the book and I asked the runes, hey, what have I missed in the book? It was creating common ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
So creating a little bit of a bridge so that when people read the book or try and get to have conversations or know the runes, that there's a little bit more common ground. Well, one of the things, and I think maybe this is where we're headed. You okay?
My eye has been twitching since before I left for California, and it is driving me fucking insane. It's not all the time, but it's been 2 weeks on and off, and it just...
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that.
Seriously. It says stress and cortisol.
It is a cortisol response. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, this has gone on long enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat up there.
Yeah. It also says when you look it up spiritually that you're being guided towards something. I'm like, okay, then just lay it out and quit this. Because this is irritating me. I don't know why we gotta go around the bush and we can't ever just get straight to the fucking point.
Next time I want to guide someone, I'm going to poke them in the eye.
Yeah.
I'm guiding you. It's what, if you look it up online, it's what they tell you spirit does.
You know how irritating that is, though. And it's
really
weeks.
Irritating.
Okay, anyway.
So.
Sorry.
Fuck, are you kidding me? There's zero need to apologize. The thing that it basically tells you is that if you're reading this, you hear the call. You hear the call to leave the enclosure that is your safety, that is your camp, that is your community, to go out, have experiences, bring them back, and share them with the community. They don't value it, but they value it. Because going out, even like being the witch or the healer that lives on the edge of the community, they don't accept them and celebrate them. They're on the edge of the community for a reason. Mm-hmm. So it's a less understood role. So to be the explorer that goes out and brings innovation back, people value innovation, but that doesn't come until you go out and explore and learn something new, right? I mean, even painters, they're
not valued.
Their work, yeah. So the idea that potentially the self-actualization for an explorer would be that you go out and you're exploring, and you are just gathering experiences, not because you're trying to, but just because you're living. And then the time will come when you come back and you begin sharing these experiences with people. And I'm going to say to you that what we are doing right now is part of that. Mm-hmm. So you sharing those experiences that you've had, and even the frustration, like no explorer ever said, oh my God, everything was such an easy trip. It was so beautiful. It was so amazing. Like there's always some sort of of struggle, but not because it's meant to be a struggle. It's because you're learning something new. Mm-hmm. We're engaging with something new. We didn't know how to portage, these canoes over, whatever big falls there were. Like we didn't know how to do this over the Rocky Mountains, but we figured it out. Mm-hmm. And so when almost all of the earth except what's underwater has been explored, when we can't really go anywhere else in the universe yet, and we're stuck here as explorers, the only viable landscape to begin to explore is the internal one. And that's going to be the stories that we bring back from our experiences, are how it changed our internal map, how it changed our internal compass, how it grew our map, and how it influenced us. And I think that potentially is maybe where we as explorers could be looking. But we feel the movement needing to happen. We feel the movement and we want to move instead of move.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I preach a lot. I don't mean to. Tate will say yes. He's preaching. Yeah, he's preaching. I've heard this all before.
Explanation.
We're just positing. Like, I've never thought this before, honestly, but the exploration comes in the conversation, right? Exploring all this comes by us talking about it.
Right.
Just like you shouldn't suppress other things. So you have to, like, because it makes us really angry. It makes us really pissed off.
Yeah.
Because then we feel alone, and then because everyone else, right, in our culture, people just want to. Oh, I get it. It's fine. Have you been to the new place? Yeah. And yeah, they just want you to feel fine, so that then they don't feel uncomfortable, and then we talk about superficial shit.
Yeah. And they want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Well, for me.
Yep.
For me.
My sister used to do that. I actually used that story yesterday. She would call me all the time to talk about. She would ask, because this is how it goes, right? Hey, how's it going? What are you up to? And I would start to talk. And I would tell, yeah. Anyway, so
guess what happened to me?
Yeah, and she would complain about my nephews. This was years and years ago, and so I would suggest something because I thought we were having productive conversation, and she was saying, "No, that's not going to work," or "I've tried that," whatever. So finally, after like a couple of weeks of this happening every other day, I said, "Hey, I would like to have a different relationship with you than this. So I'm giving you 5 minutes at the beginning of every conversation to bitch about this or to vent, and then we have to have different conversations. Is that okay?" And she hung up on me. Yeah. Yep. No shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're like, okay, then.
I'm not giving you what you want. So now you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're the bad guy.
Yep.
Huh.
So we've only really dove into
a small part of.
So the why, right? The why. What need? So that, I think that's for me what I've been trying to do is say, okay, well, like right now, I very, very much would like to go to that new store, Sierra, because I bought a pair of socks there. I bought a couple of pair of socks, and I'm like, yeah, these are okay, but I really like the ones that come up and are slightly so old compression socks. And these ones are meant for skiing. Well, I'm like, it's kind of weird, but okay. So then I put them on, and I was like, this is like smart wool. Ooh, I've never had smart wool. These are amazing. So I want to go buy them a couple more pair, but because my personality is such, I want a pair for every day of the week and an extra, and then I want them in every color, which is not how it works there. But what does that need? Oh, I want to feel comfortable. And there is that dopamine hit that comes from spending money. And so, okay, so how else can I get that dopamine hit? Or how can I
social media,
sniffies? Was that the last episode I mentioned that?
Yes.
Okay. Which is not, I can't do it because I cannot judge a dick by its picture. Wait, yeah, anyway. So why do I want that? And it really wasn't until, I think I've said this before, it wasn't until I realized why I want a cheeseburger and fries that I realized it was a signal that my body was going into a bit of it was dealing with something uncomfortable that didn't make me feel safe. And because my parents would always take us to dinner at Arctic Circle, and that made me feel safe. the food. Now, it's not every time I want a burger, but every time I want one, I ask myself, what is happening that I don't feel safe?
Mm-hmm.
That is what shifted it for me to go, okay, why do I want? What's the need? What's the true need that's happening? Because I don't fucking need socks. I got a whole box full of that shit, you know? But why? And also, like, why can't I have just one? Like, why is it not okay to have one coat, to have one Dixon shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not? And the mentality behind, it's 25% off. I have to buy it. Like,
I've never, but I know what yeah.
Because it makes me go, oh, I'm smart.
It's saving money.
Yeah, because if I'm not...
But if you don't spend anything at all, you're saving a lot more.
Right, right. But we don't think that. They've taught us. See, I haven't. I don't. And I need to. I need to change that.
That's growing up poor, though. Because, like, I see all these...
Yes.
Like, and I got this on sale, and I got this on sale. And it's like, but if you didn't buy it...
Which is why I don't go to Costco anymore.
Costco's bad for me. I think I need
everything.
Yes.
Yep. And I just don't need that big of a size of it. I'm not a size.
Now, there was one point where we did, because I had my son active, growing teenage boys in this house. And it wasn't just my two boys, it was other people's boys as too.
Yep.
And so we did, and I would cook a shit ton and stuff would go, but now that's just not the case.
No.
And it's hard to downsize. Like they say, like older couples, cooking for 2 instead of 5 and 1 instead of 2. And yeah.
And you just don't. You just quit.
Yeah.
I think my mom actually shifted into, I'm going to fix what I want.
And you
for 2 meals of the day.
Yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the easiest thing for my dad is a sandwich and soup. Or bacon and toast. I don't know. Like I think we're really in uncharted territory as far as what does it look like to be, even though not everyone in our society is privileged or cared for or home or housed or fed.
But a lot more are a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more people are a lot more privileged than most of us even thought about being back in the day.
Yeah. Or most people in the world would think about being right now. Mm-hmm. Right. It's so we all I think it's engaging with how do I grow from here? Like now that all my physical needs are met, how do I really meet my emotional needs, or my need for exploring, my need for any of these other things that I can have time to do now. Mm-hmm. I think it was maybe beaten out of our parents. Like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And they were never shown. In fact, if you don't do that, you're the black sheep. Mm-hmm. Right? You know about that. Being born on the 13th, Friday the 13th. What else?
That was a lot to process. I don't know.
Are you processing?
You said did I
suck all the life out of the
No, I'm processing. Because it was like, okay, what would that look like? What would being an explorer look like?
Yeah.
And how do you keep that in confines of, your responsibilities, your budget, your whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're being, the explorer of so I'm going to go back and read this one more time. Consider where establishing structure could protect your creative and emotional energy rather than restrict it. When I would go to Ireland, 2 of my friends who I would go with, we would go for 3 weeks. But the first week, they would spend sleeping and resting and getting recovered from their hectic life at home.
Mm.
And so we would get one car and I would just go off and I would go to the grocery store and I would go do what I wanted to. And I would tell them what I wanted to do that day. And they're like, no, go ahead. We're just going to sleep and relax. I could do that at home.
That's okay. So when we went on our trip, we got done Wednesday and it was like 1:00. And Mike's like, what do we do now? And I'm like, I guess we can go sit in the hotel for a couple hours and watch TV. And then at 8 or 9 o'clock, we can go watch this show or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, yeah, I guess we could. I'm like, or we could just go home. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, really. And he's like, why? And I'm like, but I guess that would be wasteful because we paid for this night and we're not going to stay this night. And he's like, well, we pay mortgage too. I'm like,
that's true.
Facts. So, but it kills me. It absolutely fucking kills me. The thought of sitting in a hotel room and watching TV or sleeping for hours when I'm supposed to be on vacation somewhere different, somewhere new. I will not. I know people go on vacations and they spend like their whole vacation in their room. No, I can't do that. If I am somewhere, I'll be damned if I'm doing the same shit that I do at home. So we drove home and we was all up for 24 hours.
Yep.
We drove home 12 hours at 2:30 in the afternoon, got home about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I thought a couple of times like, oh, I need a getaway where I can go and I can just write. Right. In fact, I was signed up for a writer's retreat in Inverness, Scotland. And the house, they provide all the food. You have to volunteer to help cook one meal or something. But the writer's retreat was meant to be a whole bunch of writers put together, but not a class, right? But I thought, oh shit, but I want to go work.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be in Scotland to stay in one fucking building the whole time.
I'm going to pay. Yeah. So, then I'm like, oh, well, I could probably just like go down to the hot springs in central Utah. And so I start looking at it, I'm like, it's cheaper for me to go to Ireland and write for a week.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute, I could just do this at home if I cleared my schedule and told everyone I was leaving. And so, it was kind of like, I want to go somewhere, but then maybe what part of me doesn't feel like home is restful and is a place that I can use as a launch pad to explore my inner worlds, right? The inner workings. Why do I have to go somewhere?
Because where you are now, you are constantly interrupted by something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because you don't live there by yourself.
Yep.
Same.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
My day has to be scheduled around, okay, everybody's left the house by 7:30 in the morning.
Yep.
So then I can do this.
Yep.
Oh, but that's when I got to feed the kid and the dog. So I have to wait till after that. And everything I want to do better be done before this time. Oh, but then, it's never. Yeah. So I can see why that would be appealing. Yeah. But also, goddamn well, you'd go to that thing and write, and you'd get one of those girls that was in that one class that we have talked about many times on this thing. Yeah. And she would sit right by you the whole time.
And want to talk
and talk. And that would freaking happen. And then you don't have to go lock yourself in a closet somewhere to just...
Even if I put on earphones on the airplane, people still talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what part of I'm not open? This is closed. This says I'm not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
And people who then like try and get your attention, like it's just as equally.
Yeah.
Annoying. So, okay. So where are you at in processing? What is the process going on for you right now?
Start with some stuff that I have. I know there's stuff that I can do, but I'm not doing.
Did you
So,
just punish yourself for that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm avoiding it, and I know I am.
Yeah.
And I'm making jackass, stupid-ass excuses for not doing it.
I hear you.
Even though I know it will lead to better mindset, better whatever. You know,
I hear you.
I still don't do it.
I ain't
I
been
don't
to
know
the
why.
gym.
This is like in the last one when I said our brains fight against us.
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah.
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 So yeah, I did. I punished myself. It's just being brutally honest.
You the voice that you use to criticize that, I talked about that.
Yeah,
I
you
talk
did.
about that all the time with
I don't
myself.
know whose voice that is, though. I think it's my voice. I don't know. And my eye's twitching again.
Eric gets twitchy eye when I tell him I would like this tattoo, and then like he starts getting a download kind of information, like connection to make it happen, and then his eye will start twitching. It'll twitch until for a while.
I want to go to him.
I
know he's super popular.
I love him.
Yeah,
he's booking April, I think, because it's just he's good. You should go to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
final thoughts. We're at.
Do you have final thoughts? Oh, our 13131 is what it was.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. My self-critic right now is like, you've already said a fucking lot. You talk the whole goddamn fucking time. Do you ever shut up? Like that's what my little self-critic is saying. So
quiet in the cheap seats.
Yeah.
Hush. Hush your damn mouth.
Peanut gallery. Yeah, I guess my final thoughts are, going back to the list that you created for things that must go. Like, I think before we talk about replacing them with things, you have to figure out why you're doing them in the first place. Mm-hmm. What is the need that you have that doing that thing is fulfilling or attempting to fulfill? Because only then, when you really figure out what the true need is, can you then explore ways to fill it consciously instead of just start like grabbing at all the pairs of socks on the wall at the Sierra. So, so mine is like, figure out why. Now you have your list from last, not you, but you, on January 1st. Why are you doing those things?
Right.
Why? Why? You, final thoughts from you.
I have a lot of pondering to do. No, because that just leads to more inactivity. So I have a lot of just do something and fuck the consequences and don't overthink it and just get out and do something toward, yeah.
I felt everyone's butthole pucker energetically. And this is coming out like, a month from now. But I felt everyone's butthole pucker. And it like latched onto their car seat when you said, just go out and fuck the consequences. And they're like, and they stopped breathing. So exhale.
Well, okay, there's it's not the consequences. It's your over analyzing and overthinking and your expectation. And
I hate that word, consequences.
That's getting in the way. Yeah.
I hate that word. Because no one ever says think about the results.
Yeah. Well, and consequences, they could be good consequences. But when you say that word, everybody assumes the negative. Yep.
And if you do what you want, there are always consequences. That's every story in our society is when you do what you want, there are consequences because something goes badly, which is a way to keep us in check. So go do something. Go do something that you want to do. fuck the consequences. I mean, if that's what you want to do too, fuck him too, or her, whatever. And then you'll have consequences. Well, just don't get pregnant, please. We have too many of those kids anyway. Anything else?
No.
This could go really awry.
Yes.
Wait, maybe it already has. Thanks for listening or watching now, because you get to see us.
Watching.
And don't forget that if you would like your own version of a beautiful t-shirt, we need to start coming up with the new topics or new things to go on.
I know. Because I need to go back into the book and all of it. We said like 20. This is going to be a t-shirt.
Sayings. Yeah. I like fuck the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. We'll do couples t-shirts. One will say "fuck the consequences," and the other one will say
"consequences."
Yeah, like the name tag from
yep. Peace. Yep. Come in peace. Peace. Have you seen those Christmas sweaters?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
How do you think baby Jesus got here?
Come in peace and then peace.
And peace. That's funny.
Well, they're all decked out.
Like the whole gay thing is like, come at me, bro. Like when people got those bro dudes are wanting to fight. So we're like, come in me, bro. And then they're like, what? Yeah.
Right.
And then they don't know. Yeah. Or they get very excited. Okay. So t-shirts, I will link below to the shop where you can purchase them. They are made to order. So please give us a few days to make them. Well, not us, but the people who are good at it. We can get it shipped out to you or brought to you if you're close, if we're going to see you. Don't forget that when you go to the t-shirt, you'll see the picture, which will just be a tank top, probably. When you go into that, you can click on the size, but it'll also give you the option for a tank top or regular t-shirt. So it doesn't just have to be a tank top. That's just when I took pictures. It was tank top weather. Not that right now isn't tank top weather either.
Now it's tank top weather also. But
and if you have ideas, thoughts about anything you'd like us to talk about, or you want to give us a shout out, you can do that through Spotify, or if you know our phone numbers, send us a text.
Social media.
If you if you have a wow. That was a glitch in the matrix. a voicemail that you would like to leave us, that you would like us, and we're okay with playing on here. I love your podcast. Fuck the consequences. Go fuck yourself. Like whatever you want to leave, please do so, and we'll share that with everybody.
Yeah.
Here. That was a glitch in the matrix for fucking sure. It was like I stuttered. Like it was like a pixelated and everything.
Oh my Lord. What is happening today? I don't know.
It's solstice. And we're recording this right close to solstice. So it's shedding light on the matrix.
Yeah. Something's happening.
Remember that if someone doesn't like your vibration and says it's too low, you can always say, Go fuck yourself. My vibration is just fine. Oh, Christ.